everybody, my name is Bethany Stahl, and this is Authors Tell All. I am beyond excited for today's interview because I will be interviewing Maya Karthik, who is a child and is a published author. She is amazing, and this interview is going to be great. So make sure you guys check out her books down below in the description as this interview is going, and don't forget to show your support for Maya. Hi, everybody. I am so excited because today I am here with Maya Karthik, and I am so excited to talk to you about your book.
Yes. Hello, ma'am. Thanks a lot for having me here. I'm really excited to be talking to you.
So tell me a little bit about the book you wrote and what is the title of your book?
I should probably start by telling you how this book came up.
Yeah.
We have this thing called Young Authors Day in our school, where each of us have to write our own stories. But I wanted to write more than just a story. I wanted it to be really good. And my father told me that if I worked really hard, he would help me publish it. And that was all the motivation I needed. So I worked really hard from December last year for about 2 months. I used to write and rewrite. I worked after school hours, on holidays, and on weekends. And my father was my main editor, but I also learned to use Grammarly to edit my story. And by Feb first week, I finally had my final manuscript. Now I'll tell you about my book, The Pari and Kayal Adventures. So these two loving sisters, the Pari and Kayal, are going camping with their parents. They're unaware that they're about to embark on their very first adventure. So they go to this beautiful campground surrounded by a lush green forest, and they want to explore it. So they get their parents' permission and wander off. As they're walking through the forest, they hear this beautiful magical voice whistling, and they want to follow it. But by doing so, they only end up in lots of trouble. The rest of the book is about how they get out of the trouble. I look at this book as an inspiring story that teaches us about kindness, about friendship, and mainly about how we should not judge people or even circumstances instantly.
Absolutely. Wow. And I got to read your story, and it was really, really unique. And I think it told such a big story, and I loved hearing it. And I am so impressed that you worked so hard to make this happen because I mean, I know some people even who grow up are not that motivated. So that's really inspirational for everybody at any age. So
Yes.
your book is really unique, and I've never seen anything like it. So it starts off with an introduction to the characters, which I really loved. So are any of your characters based on real life people?
Yes, I would like to answer this question in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I got the inspiration for the introduction. My father has the full collection of a series called The Asterix Comics, and I am a huge fan. By any chance, have you read it before?
I haven't.
Well, if you see in each book, before the story starts, there's an introduction of all the main characters, and that's where I got my inspiration from. But I also wanted anyone who reads my book to understand the characters better, so that when they're reading the story, they would feel what the characters are going through and even understand how or why they're acting in a certain way. And yes, you're right. The characters are based on real life people. For example, Pari is modeled after me. I am Pari. And Kayal is modeled after my little sister Meera. Even if you see the characteristics, they're exactly like ours. And Sid is like any other good friend that we have.
That's really cool. And as I was reading it, I was hoping that they were based off of you and your sister. And I think that's so neat because now you guys are reinvented in these book characters, which is very, very cool. So I'm sure people have noticed that you are a young author. So how old are you and what was the first step? I know you were talking about your school sort of had the authors program, but what else sort of made you really want to become an author this young?
Yes, I'm 10 years old, and honestly, even I'm pleasantly surprised that I'm a published author. So I love to read books. I've been reading books since I can even remember. And my parents have been reading books to me since I was a few months old baby. And it's like a ritual in our household to read books before we go to bed, or else we just can't sleep. And for the writing part, most of the credit goes to my mother. Because whenever I got a creative writing exercise, she would push me to excel and do more than I can do. And if I was asked to do 5 sentences, she would push me to do 10. And slowly I built a lot of interest. And my father and even my teachers were very impressed. And then my father told me that I can start my own blog. And so I started a blog about a year ago, and I've posted 14 posts so far, with some of them being poems. And my father once told me this quote, which I really love, by Toni Morrison. If there's a book you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, you go and write it. And that's exactly what I did. I had a story in mind, but it wasn't written yet, so I went and wrote it.
That gives me goosebumps. It's so inspirational, and it fills my heart, like, and it's inspiring me to try and even be better. I really, really love hearing that. And I think it's so great that you have such support in your parents, and everybody around you seems to really be helpful, which is wonderful. Yes. So as I mentioned before, I read your book, and I saw at the end it had mentioned that there was more adventures to come. So do you have any plans to continue this series?
Yes, definitely. I maintain this journal where I write all my book ideas and book reviews. And it's like a creative journal for me where I write almost all my thoughts. And I have got the idea for the next 2 books in the series. And the second one, I'm almost 50% done. I just have the rest to do. And apart from this, I'm working on an independent book, which I'm done writing, but we have to do the illustrations. You might hear about it soon, and it might possibly even become a series of its own.
Wow, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see these come out and to see more of your stories. And there's also something pretty unique. So you are really active on social media, and you do a lot of book reviews. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. So, as I told you, I write my book reviews in this book, and I read many children's books from my sister and bedtime stories. And the next day, I just review them all. And then my father and I sit together and make a graph for them, and we post them together in my Instagram account, which is strictly supervised by my father. And I am active in Instagram, where I post all my book reviews and some quotes that I really like, and also on my blog.
Very, very cool. And I will put the links to all of that down below in the description. So if you guys want to check it out, which I highly recommend you do, go check it out and see all of your amazing reviews. So where is the best place to grab a copy of your book, and where can we stay up to date with all the books that are coming next?
Well, my book is globally available in Amazon, in all the countries where Amazon is available, in both paperback version and the Kindle book. And it's also available in a few other similar websites. For example, like Flipkart, which is reachable in India. And like I said, I'm active in Instagram and of course on my blog, where you can stay up to date for when my books are published.
Perfect. And Maya's book is also available on Kindle Unlimited, which means if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. And if you don't have Kindle Unlimited yet, I'm going to put a link down below in the description so you can get a 1-month free trial, so you guys can go and download her book, read it, and leave a review today. So thank you so much, Maya, for taking the time to meet with me. I am so excited and inspired after having talked to you, and I am sure that we all are really excited to see what comes next.
Thanks for having me here again, and it has been lots of fun talking.
It has been a lot of fun. This has been one of my favorite interviews. So I will see you perhaps next time you have a book.
Sure.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to go download Maya's book, buy a copy for yourself, and check it out. If you do, please leave a review, and let's all show our support for this amazing young author, Maya.